let's for a minute, let's just go back to the sheet where we had our chart. Okay, I can just go down here to the very first sheet now, which is the chart 1. Yeah, and now if you are using the Excel 2013, okay, Abhishek Raj has a question here. He says how to come back from the graph to the sheet. Abhishek, if you are using the F11 shortcut, then you simply have to press Control Page Down. Okay, I repeat, it's Control Page Down. All right, please do not press the Control and the arrow down key, not the cursor arrow. It's the Control and the page down. Okay, so that way you can go back to the existing sheet. All right. All right. Now for a moment, okay, let's come back again to the chart 1, which is Control Page Up. Yeah, it's a very simple keyboard, straightforward keyboard shortcut. Control Page Down will always give you the immediate next worksheet on the right side, and Control Page Up will give you the immediate left worksheet. All right. Okay, so come back to the chart 1 sheet right now, and if you are using the Excel 2013 version, I can go to the Design tab here. Okay, and within the Design tab, I hope you can see my circles blinking. Now within the Design tab, okay, I have now here on the extreme right side, I have an option that says Change Chart Type. Okay. So I can choose the option here that says Change Chart Type, and if I'm not okay with this clustered column type of chart, I can always select out of the so many options given to me. Now, if you are using the Excel 2003 version, please understand that this, of course, you will still have the Design tab in the Excel ribbon, okay? But when you go to the Design tab, the option of Change Chart Type will be on the extreme left-hand side, okay? So I'm trying to blink my circles here right now, but please understand I'm using the Excel 2013 version at the moment for this webinar. So somewhere here you will have the option of Change Chart Type if you're using Excel, Microsoft Office 2007 or 10. All right. Now, because I'm using the 13 version, allow me to come back to the Design tab here, and somewhere on the right side I have this option that says Change Chart Type. All right. Now, next time when I press the F11 shortcut, if I would like to get a bar chart, for example, I will click on the bar chart. Okay. And can you see? Okay, let's select the first one here. Okay. In the bar chart, I have so many options to choose from. It's called clustered bar, stacked bar, 100% stacked bar, right? So I will just perform a right click on clustered bar right now, and I have the option here that is set as default. Okay. So I do the set as default option. I will press OK here. Okay, and you notice here that the chart 1, okay, the first sheet, the chart 1, has now changed into a bar chart. Okay, now I might want to simply just come here and delete the sheet. So right click and delete. Okay, I'm sure we all know we can delete Excel spreadsheets just by performing a right click on the mouse. Delete. It's asked for a confirmation. Say yes. Confirm. Delete. All right. So coming back now. All right. Let me just quickly take a look at the questions window. I just have to kind of minimize that for a moment. Okay. Ramaraj, I'm sorry, I'm not the right person for Mac. I am only into Microsoft training for Windows operating system. So I'm sorry for the Mac thing. But of course, if you can, I'm sure you'll get this information somewhere on the web. If not, you can simply just send a mail to the support team and they will forward your questions to me. I can try to help you. But I'm sorry, I will not be able to answer specific questions about Mac, right? Okay. All right, Prasad, let me just read your question here. Like, okay, Prasad, though it is not really a part of the data visualization topic, I can still try to answer your question. Prasad has a question here that he cannot drag the, so let's come back here. Just a while ago, I hope you all remember I showed you that I can write Monday here and I can drag it down like this, okay? Prasad's Mule is, I think it's Mule. Prasad is not able to do that. Am I correct, Prasad? Did I get the question correct? Okay, Prasad, thank you. Prasad, which version of Excel are you using? Friends, this is something which you also, this could be a problem with you guys also in the future. So I think it's a good thing that Prasad has asked. Prasad, you might, if you are using the Excel 13 version or even the Excel 10 version, 2013 or 10, you might want to go to the file icon here on the extreme top left, okay, and under the file, let's go to options, which is the last sub option here on the extreme left hand side of my screen. So go to file, go to options, okay, and within the options, okay, you might want to click on advanced, all right, here, okay. This is the same for Excel 10 and 13 both, okay, and scroll down, you will have an option that says enable drag handler or something. Do you see that? Enable drag handler. I'm trying to look at that. Maybe in 13, it could be okay. Did you get that stuff? Okay. I have this questions window and the webinar panel, so I'm not really able to navigate away from this Excel sheet. Okay. Kanav, okay, thank you, Prasad. I also, if that question is solved, then we're all set. Perfect. It's in the advanced tab, you say enable drag handler. Okay, just tick mark there. Right, I'll just close this window now because it's a problem for me now. I'll just close this Excel options window. Okay. All right. Kanav Bell has got a suggestion here. I mean, he's just trying to help Mr. Ramaraj. Just in case those who are using Macintosh, for Windows Excel, okay, so if they have the Microsoft Office Excel in their Macintosh, the shortcut is command plus function plus F11. So whoever asked about Macintosh, please try this, and if it works out, thank you to Kanav Bhel in advance. Okay, all right, are we all set? Can I move on now, friends? Yeah, okay, great. Once again, just confirming, Prasad, are you able to now drag when you write down Jan or Feb or whatever? If you write something, are you able to drag down now, Prasad? Perfect, great, thank you. Okay, also friends, now that we are discussing a little bit about dragging, okay, I also would like to highlight here that it's not always that you will start with Monday or Jan. For example, the financial year begins with April. I can write April 1st, then I can drag. It still works, right? In countries like Qatar and UAE, I mean, the Gulf countries, the first day of the working week is Sunday because they have a Friday, Saturday weekly off. So you can always begin with Sunday and then drag, and you still get what you want. Okay. Of course, if you want, you can always remove duplicates. Okay. All right. Now, friends, let's come back to this data which we have here in the very first worksheet. I hope you can see this data. I have this weekly data. Now, to prepare a chart in another worksheet, we just discussed about the shortcut, which is F11. Okay. Abhinandan saying hung up. Sorry, Abhinandan, I didn't get your question. What do you mean by hung up? Okay. Abhinandan, you can type your question in the meanwhile. Let's continue. All right. So, friends, now again, let's come back to the data, and this time let's use another keyboard shortcut. Remember, keyboard shortcuts are a good way to save time. So let's come back to the data again, and like I said earlier, I'm repeating, please keep your cursor anywhere within the data, okay, and then press Alt, function 1, Alt and F1, okay. Last time we simply pressed the function 11 key, the top row on the keyboard. This time it's Alt and F1, and can you guys see what's happening in your screen right now? The graph is now in your same worksheet, and do you all remember that I had gone to that change chart type command, and I had set the default as the bar graph, the bar chart, and that's why this time when I press the keyboard shortcut, I am getting the bar graph. Are you okay with me, friends? Yeah, so you can decide which type of a chart is your frequent requirement, and you can set that as default. Right? Just in case you are using the Excel 2007 or the Excel 2010 version, I would like to highlight here that you have to click on the boundary of the graph. I mean, clicking on the boundary of the graph is the same for all versions. So click on the boundary of the graph, and for Excel 7 and 10 users, in the Design tab, you have to go to the extreme left-hand side where it says Change Chart Type, and then you will get a dialog box that says Change Chart Type. There you can just see Set as Default, which is a button given there, right there at the bottom of the window. Yeah, but for the 13 version, like I'm showing you right now on the screen, for the Excel 13 version, you can go to change chart type like the way I'm doing right now. Okay, select the kind of chart that you always prefer, and please do not forget to come on top here, the top row here, which gives you various patterns, and then you have to do a right click, and then it says set as default. Okay, you can check it for it. Let's go to the pie option here. Okay, pie, and then right click, set as default. Okay, so it's going to save some time for you. All right, now let's come back here and change chart type, and I will go back to the column. Let's say cluster column. That's the basic one, simple one. I'm back to normal. Yeah. Okay. So far, are you all okay with me, friends? Any questions so far? Friends, are you okay so far? Are you able to hear me? Okay. Devjani Chatterjee, thank you. Krishna, thank you. Abhishek, Raj, Prasad, okay. Great going. Okay, thank you. All right. Friends, please don't mind this. I have to keep asking this because we are we are all in, most of us are in India, and the internet connection is not that superb. Yeah, we know that Airtel has recently launched the 4G service, but it's not in all cities, though I'm from Mumbai. I live in Navi Mumbai, so I use a different internet connection. So I'm just trying to make sure that we are all able to hear me, see me well, see my screen well. Okay, great. Amul, okay, California, wonderful. I will be soon in San Jose, Amul, so I may get a chance to catch up with you in San Jose, September. All right, great. Okay, friends. Now let's come back here in the chart. Let's always remember that we click on the Nirikshit Pujari. Yes, the default chart option is very much available in the 2010 and 7. I think you missed that out. I'll repeat myself. So Nirikshit, if you go to your Excel 7 or 10, okay, and if you click on the boundary of the graph, then when you go to the Design tab, which is in the top, the ribbon of Excel, okay, when you go to the Design tab, you have Change Chart Type on the extreme left side of your screen, top left, okay, just near the Office button, circular Office button for Excel 7, or the file icon, the green file icon, right? There you can click on Change Chart Type. A new window opens up. It's a dialog box that opens up, okay, and then you can choose at the bottom of that new dialog box. You have Set as Default. Okay, Vinay Krishna has another question. I think it's the same. So Nirikshit's question is the same as Vinay's question. Yeah. So okay, right. Thank you. Yep. Welcome, Nirikshit. Okay. Welcome. All right. Devjani, since you joined in late, I just want to say that function 11 is the shortcut for creating a graph in the next worksheet. Function 11, top row on the keyboard. Also in Windows, not just for the Macintosh, in some Windows computers also, you might want to press the function key along with the F11 key. Not always will you always press the F11 key. Some laptops, some desktops, it all depends on the keyboard layout, manufacturer of the laptop and stuff like that. Function and the F11 key. All right. Okay. Now, friends, also let's look at the. Okay, now let's click on the boundary of the graph, like I'm showing you right now. Okay. What you see here. Okay, where it says amount. Okay. Because amount was the header of my my column. It is showing that. If I want, I can always delete that. So I just click on the boundary of that amount, boundary of that text which says amount, and I can simply press the delete key on the keyboard, and it's gone. Right. Also, friends, keeping your cursor in the boundary of your Excel chart, okay, let's again go to the Design tab here. Remember, Design tab is the lifeline of your chart, okay? So let's click on the boundary. Let's again go to the Design tab, and there, just next to your Change Chart Type for Excel 13, you have an option that says, just next to it, it says select data, so you can add or remove columns from that, which we will see in some time, and also you have switch row / columns. Just in case, now for this graph, you can now see that the various amounts are plotted on the y-axis, and the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the days of the week, is on the x-axis, horizontal axis. If I click on switch row and column, you will notice that the graph changes. Yeah, so I can always do that. But for this kind of a data, it's always good. It's always good to keep Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on the x-axis and the data, the numeric portion on the y-axis. All right. Also, friends, I just want to highlight here that you can always go to the Design tab, and there's an option here that says Move Chart. So if you like to move your chart to another location, okay, in the new sheet here, you can see there's a small dialog box that opens up. It says Move Chart. Okay, so it says choose where you want to. This is a very simple, straightforward thing, so we'll not discuss in details. Right? Okay. Also, friends, now talking about the Excel 2013, sorry, 10.7. Okay. Again, you will select the boundary of the graph, and in the Design tab, you have the option of switch row and column. Again, on the left side of your screen, just where you have the change chart type. So the only difference is, commands like change chart type, switch row and column, select data, all these are given to you on the left hand side in your Excel 2007 or 10, but in Excel 13, those are given to you on the right side. Okay, but they are all in the Design tab in all the versions of Excel. Okay, are we okay so far, friends? Can I move on? Okay, what we discussed so far is just simple stuff. Obviously, we are not going into the depth of everything here in this webinar, but yes, we will look at something else now. All right. Okay, Rajat Sethi has a question here. Let me take a look at the questions window. Okay, so far I have some acknowledgements saying thank you and all. But yes, Rajat Sethi has a question. You said Alt plus function plus F1 for. Okay, Rajat. So once again, let's have a quick recap of the two shortcuts here, really quick. F11, the top row on the keyboard, standalone shortcut, is for creating a chart in next worksheet. Okay, a new worksheet basically, but in the same file. Okay, and if you would like to get the graph or the chart in the same Excel spreadsheet, then it's Alt F1. Okay, it's Alt F1. Yeah, but Rajat, for some laptops, you might have to press the function key, which is on the lower left of your keyboard, along with the F1 key to enable that function. Okay, so it all depends on the keyboard layout. All right. Okay, friends, let's take a look at let's take a look at the waterfall chart now. So I will let's navigate to the next worksheet. So control page down. All right. Cheryl Patel, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Cheryl, no, it is not a necessity that the function key has to be used only in Windows 8. I've got a couple of laptops where even on Windows 7, you will have to press the function key to enable the functionality of the top row of the keyboard. So the top row of the keyboard is like a double rule. Yeah, so it's not necessarily on function 8, Windows 8. Okay. All right. Waterfall chart. Okay. Now let me just give you a brief about why you would like to prepare a waterfall chart. Okay. Now, like the name suggests, it's going to show you data as if there's a flow of water from a source. Okay. Please don't quote me on this. It's not the exact meaning of the waterfall chart, but a waterfall chart is a form of data visualization that helps in determining the cumulative effect of sequentially appearing positive or negative values. So, for example, like a bank statement, when you open up your bank statement, you have some debit, you have some credit. Yeah, that could be a good example of a waterfall chart. Okay, so let's see how do we prepare that. Okay, now the first thing that I will do here is, of course, this is the data which has been given to me. Right? Let's take an example that I conducted a training program. Okay, a classroom training program which involves projector and a lot of other logistics. So I earned $25,000 or maybe rupees. Okay, I have something. Abhinandan, I'm not sure. Abhinandan is trying to say something, but I'm not able to make out what he's trying to say. Okay, all right. Abhinandan, it would be great if you have questions. You might want to simply just maybe make it more simple and type your question, please. All right. Okay. Coming back. Now, I did a training program. I earned amount of 25,000 rupees or reals or whatever, and I realized that I had spent 4,000 on advertising. Then I realized 3,000 was spent on the purchase of a projector or something. Then I had to give out payments to the IT guys and the housekeeping guys and all that. So I only got 15,500 as my net income. Okay. Now this information I would like to display in a chart. Right. So the first thing is if I simply press Alt F1 here, like the way we discussed. Okay. It is just showing me these bars. And it's not really giving a correct figure, because anyone might say that, okay, my income was 25,000, plus I had got some more payments of 4,000, plus I had some budget. So it looks like I have all these amounts coming up in my bank account. That is not the case. Like I discussed, the scenario here is I spent the money on advertising, purchase, and payments and commissions to other people. So my net profit was the income thing that I see there. So this is not what this chart is not showing the real picture of the data, right? So let's delete this. Okay. Of course, before I forget, let me come back to this change chart type. I always would like to keep it the columns, so I will say clustered column, right click and set as default. All right. Okay. So right. Okay. Okay, so just, okay, if you would like to delete the chart, you just need to click on the boundary of the chart and delete key on the keyboard. Simple as that. All right, great. Now, just next to my amount column, I will add another column that says invisible. All right, and then I will add another column here that says visible. Okay, so please remember, please keep in mind that these two columns are just my helping columns. They are not really a part of my data, but for me to be able to prepare the waterfall chart, I am going to take assistance from these two columns. Like in cricket, sometimes a batsman has to take assistance from a runner. Okay, so he's not really scoring those runs. Okay, but he's just helping. Okay, now for the visible column, okay, I will simply just select the entire visible column, okay, and I will copy down all the values in my amount column to my visible column. Okay, I'm sure everybody knows here that I can simply just keep my cursor in the very first cell of the visible column, navigate towards the left side, and then press enter. Okay, and then I can always drag it down with my mouse. Okay, I can always do that. I'm sure we all know this. But another way of doing this would be select the column first. Okay, so my visible column is from the D2 cell to the D6 cell equal to. Okay, and then I navigate towards my left. Okay, so to the amount column. Okay, and this time I'm sure we all know that most of us would now like to say that, okay, Amrish, now you can press enter. Correct? But this time, because I have already selected the entire column, okay, from D2 to D6, this time I will not press enter. I will press control enter and check it out, guys. Do you see? Yeah, so control enter. Okay, now, all right, okay, yes, thank you, Nirikshit. Yeah, all right, thank you for the acknowledgement. Okay, great. Now, the invisible column, I will start off with a 0, okay, and right here, I will put a sum formula. I'm sure you all know sum formula. This is not new at all. So I'll just, copy the whole formula down. So the meaning of this invisible column now is I did get a money of 25,000 in my bank account, but then actually when I realized that 4,000 was spent on advertising, my profit was just 21,000. Then after some time when I realized that, oh, okay, well, there was a 3,000 amount spent on the purchase of some equipments, I then come down to 18,000. Okay, then I further realized that there was another 2,500 spent. So now my final net income is 15,500. That's the meaning of my invisible column here. Okay, now, like we discussed already, I will keep my cursor in any one cell of my choice. Okay. Okay, Cheryl, I will repeat the invisible column concept here. Okay, the reason I made that invisible column, I mean, you can just name it anything. Okay, I mean, you can say A and B or whatever. Okay, the reason I made that C column is you can just see here in the cell which contains 21,000. Okay, I will press F2. I hope you all know that function 2, the F2 key on the keyboard, top of the keyboard, is to go to the editing mode. So it shows the formula or the value or the text or whatever. All right. So I press F2 here. It says sum of C4 and D4. So I'm just adding on the data which is given to me right here in the next row. Yeah. I'm just copying this formula throughout my invisible column. Yeah. The whole idea of this invisible column is to know my spendings step by step. Hemant Pandey has a question. How can I listen to what is being said? Okay, well, Hemant, you will have to maybe check your is your laptop on the mute mode or what? I mean, the others are able to hear me, so I'm sorry, I will not be able to answer that question. Maybe something to do with your laptop. Okay, all right. Now I will simply select any one cell of my choice here. Okay, and I will press the Alt and F1 key. I will notice that I am able to see the chart. Okay, but because the default setting was for the column chart, I am now getting the column chart. Okay, now I go here and I will say change chart type. Right now, within the change chart type, I will now select the option that says stacked column. Remember, every type of column or every type of chart has various sub options. So for the column thing, right now I'm going with stacked column. All right. So I select stacked column and I say OK from here. So I now see that my data, my graph is shown in the way which you can see right now. Right. Also, friends, I will again select on the boundary of the chart. I will go to select data, which is on top in the design tab. Okay, and I will go here. Now, the amount column is something that I don't want right now because the amount column is just my raw data. Okay, but my whole intention here is to make a chart, a waterfall chart, which will show me the cumulative effect of sequentially added positive and negative values, correct? So I will not really be interested in the amount column because that is just my given data, okay? But it is the other two columns which are going to help me to prepare my waterfall chart. So I will just remove the amount column from here, okay? I hope all of you can see that there's a small window which is opened up right now which says select data source, okay? I say remove, okay, the amount is gone, right? And I say okay from here, okay? Now, I see that my chart is now divided into two categories. At the bottom here, okay, you can see there's a legend here, okay? It says invisible and visible, okay? So I will just delete that because anyway the invisible and the visible are just the names of the columns. They're just headers, okay? I don't need them now, so delete, right? Okay, I just click on the mouse, the button, and I'll say delete. Oops, I think there is a problem with my... All right, great. Okay, now my chart now is divided into two categories: the green and the brown. Okay, or you can say maroon. Okay, the brown portion is something that I will now look at the screen carefully, friends. I am only selecting the brown portion of the advertising bar. Okay, one more time. I will click somewhere outside now, so that just in case anybody has missed. All right, I will click on this time. I will click on the brown portion of the purchase bar, okay, and do you notice that all the brown portions in my chart are now getting selected? All right, okay, now I will just perform a right click, okay, I will go to the option that says fill, okay. Now if you do this in earlier versions of MS Office, you will have to go to format option, a small dialog box will open up, okay, there on the left side you can go to fill. Under the solid fill you can, so here I'm going to fill, and I will say no fill, okay. There in the earlier versions, you will go to solid fill and choose no fill. So a couple of extra steps there. All right, that's it. I now see that the brown portion is gone, okay, and I only have the green portion in my chart visible, okay. Now remember the small green square here, which is now showing up the advertising, okay. And the next one here, purchase, and the next one here, which is payments. remember, they are all negative values, correct? That is not the money which has come into my account that's been spent by me for the training. So that is why what I will do now is I will select that. Okay, okay. Once again, friends, please observe the screen. When I go somewhere outside and when I click within one of the bars, all the bars are now selected. All right. However, because I'm only interested in the advertising one right now, I will come again and click on only the advertising. Just another click. Just another simple click. Okay. And now I will perform the right click. Again, I go to fill and I will say red. Let's choose the red color here because it's negative. People from the finance and accounts background would know red means outflow of cash. So I'll take the red color here. Of course, I'm not doing financial functions here, but I can do that, right? Okay, so I chose red for advertising. Now I can simply select the purchase one, okay, the purchase bar, and this time I will simply press the function 4 key on the keyboard. Remember, function 4 is not only for making your range constant, it's not only to freeze your Excel data, it's also for repeat action. Okay, Prasad, let me just answer your question. How do you select a single bar? Okay, you just come inside the data, okay, click once, click twice, simple as that. Okay, once again, you click outside now first, I come inside the data, okay, any one bar I will select, it selects the entire lot of bars for me. Again, I will go to the respective bar and I will choose the one that I'm interested in. And again, function 4, F4 key on the keyboard, top row of the keyboard, I will use to make that red. Yeah, okay, yeah. Another thing here, friends, please do not get confused with the freezing, okay? Devjani, I'm sorry, I will not be able to take this question right now. Devjani wants to ask, how do you freeze pane with F4? Devjani, I am not referring to freezing panes here. I'm sorry if I confused you. I'm not referring to freezing panes. That can always be done by going to the View tab, and then you have the option of freeze panes here, okay? But F4 is also used to make some data range constant, okay? But of course, you can write to the support at Edureka team, and I can answer that question also. Right, great. Okay, so now, friends, what I have here is a waterfall chart. It's ready. Of course, I can do some formatting if required. Okay, I can select. I can just select this. All right. I will say right click. Okay, and upon doing right click, I might want to choose the option here that says add data labels. So I click on add data labels, and it shows me the values of each of those bars. Okay. Sandeep has a suggestion here. Sandeep says it would be great if the questions can be answered at the end of the session. Sandeep, yes, if it is about a topic which I'm covering at the moment, it's good that if I answer right now. But if it's off the topic, if it's something else, then yes, I think you have a valid point. I will take it towards the end of the session. Yep. Okay, right. Just a quick thing here. I will go back again to this invisible column. For those of you who are a bit confused with this, press the F2 key. And what I've done is, in the invisible column, the first cell was kept as 0. Okay, and then the next cell has a formula which says sum, where I have added the values in the next row. The two values in the next row have been added there. Okay, so that's my waterfall chart. I think we can now go to another way of presenting your data, which is thermometer chart. Okay, again, let's not go by the exact name, like the way you have a mercury level in a thermometer. So it works on the similar concept, not exactly same, but yes, similar. All right, so I do a control page down right now. I will go to my next worksheet. Okay, again, now look at the data here. I've got some sales figures for each of the months. Okay, so there are 12 different sales figures, and I also have target for each of the months. Okay, so again, now my of course I can use conditional formatting here to highlight which months I've got I've met the target, and for which months I've not met the target. But that's a different module altogether. Yeah. Okay. So what I will do is I want to display this information in a chart. Okay, so for this instance, we will use the thermometer chart. Okay, so first off, select any one cell of your. A lot of times, friends, I've seen in various organizations, even people from finance, accounts, experts on Excel, they have this habit of selecting this entire data like this. Okay, and then they go to the insert tab and then they choose the type of chart, like the way we discussed right in the beginning of the session. But friends, if you know that there is no extra unwanted column, blank column, or unwanted blank row in your data, you might not want to select the whole data. Okay, even for doing sorting, filtering, removing duplicates, pivot reports, you don't have to select the entire data. That's just an extra step that you guys are doing. Okay, so whoever is doing it, you don't have to do it. Simply select one cell of your choice, just one cell of your choice, and you can go to Alt F1 again. Alt F1. You get the chart in the same worksheet. Now, what I will do here is, okay, let me just, all right, now I see that my sales figures are shown up in the blue bar, okay, and the maroon bar, they show the target, okay. The target is same for all the months. It may be different in your case, but that's okay, okay, that's not going to make any difference here. All right, so first I will select the maroon one, okay, the target, okay. I will perform a right click here, okay, and just for formatting, I might want to take it in the black color. Okay, so that's it, right? Next, I will go to the blue again, friends. For those of you who are asking, if I go out, okay, right, and if I come back and select one of these blue bars, all of the blue bars will get selected. Okay, and which is what I want in this case. So right click, okay, and I can just go to this. Right click, and I will go to this option here which says Format Data Series. Okay, so let me just click on Format Data Series. Right, just a minute. Okay, I'll have to minimize this. Right, now because I am using the Excel 13 version, on the extreme right side I have this thing that says Format Shape. Can you all see this format shape pane on the extreme right side? Okay, great. So I can go to that format shape pane. Okay, just a minute. I'm just trying to. Just a minute, friends. I will just minimize this. Okay, for the 2010 version, just because, just in case if you're interested, for the 10 version, when you perform a right click on the bars, okay. So once all the bars are selected, if you do a right click, you have Format Data Series, okay. When you perform a right click, you have Format Data Series, okay, and within Format Data, now a dialog box will open up that says Format Data Series, okay. Within the Format Data Series, the very first thing that you will see is series options, fill, border color, border styles, shadow, 3D format. So all of these options will be available in the new dialog box that opens up that says Format Data Series. Okay, Cheryl. But for the 13 version, I'll have to just this Edureka window of questions and the entire interface is blocking my way. I'm just not able to. Okay, just a minute. So I go to Format Data Series, okay, and I will choose the axis as secondary axis for all my for all my bars, which were in the blue, okay, the sales figures, the actual sales figures, not the target, okay. I might also want to reduce the gap width to, let's take an example here. I'm just trying to show this with my blinking circles. I might want to move it to maybe 50%, so I do that, okay, 56, right. Then I will also go to the fill option and I will say solid fill, okay. And I can take so last time we chose a black color. this time we might want to choose a blue color. Okay, and the transparency, like you can see, all these options are available in the format data series dialog box in the earlier versions of Excel. Okay, so for transparency, I am just making it again. I'm just making it to a bit, maybe 46%, 50% maybe. Again, all right, 46%. Okay, so can you see the kind of chart which is now prepared in front of me? Okay, now I will just come here on the extreme right side. Okay. On the extreme right side, do you see that there is another axis? Remember, we had taken assistance from a secondary axis. Okay, for the bars in blue, for the bars for sales figures, I had taken secondary axis. That axis is still shows up right there. Okay, so if I would like, I might want to simply just delete that, and if I do that, my thermometer chart is ready. Yeah. I have a small window pane which is opened up here, and it's not just allowing me to go behind. But are you friends okay with me so far? Okay, Cheryl, you are saying that you got it till the transparency. Perfect. After that, all you need to do is you simply need to go to the graph again, the chart again, and simply just delete the secondary axis. Unfortunately, it's just not allowing me to click on there. I'll open the sheet again, 1 minute. Okay, so I come back here. Okay, once I'm done with the transparency, I will come back to the axis, secondary axis, and I will just delete that with my delete key on keyboard, and you will notice that my thermometer chart is ready. Yeah, of course, if I go up into the, let's say if I go into data now, and let's talk about April. Okay, for the month of April, I was 399 and the target was 350, so I'm all fine there. But let's come back here and say 234, just an example. Yeah, so obviously the graph is changing, right? Let me just take a look at the questions window once again, friends. I had a small problem with the interface here. I was just not allowed to go back to the Excel thing. Okay, all right. Just a minute, friends. Okay, let's also look at a combinational chart right now. Okay, so it's just the next worksheet, right? It's the same piece of information, same data, right? Like I did last time, I will start off with any one cell of my choice. I will say Alt function 1, okay? I will start off with Alt F1, right? Now, what I want to do here is a slightly simpler thing, okay? Not really, for the thermometer charts, I had to, do a lot of formatting and stuff. But here, I will simply just select the maroon bars, the target bars. Right click. I will say format. Now this time, last time we've already seen the format data series window, okay, which appears on the extreme right side of Excel 13, right? This time I will perform right click and I will go to change series chart type. Okay, I go to change series chart type. Now here on the new dialog box that we are able to see, okay, you must be able to notice that at the bottom here I've got combo. The option of combo is right there. Okay. Now in the combo window, okay, currently it says clustered column for both. Okay, but for the target, I might want to come here and say line. Just an example. Okay, so we've not seen line so far. So I say line. Or maybe there's no point in keeping the line graph for the target, because in this case, target is the same throughout for all the months. So maybe I will keep it back to clustered column. Okay, and the other thing, so change series type. For the sales figures, I might want to choose line. Let's go with this line, and I say OK from here and check it out. Look at the way my graph has now changed. Yeah, so it shows all the sales figures in the blue line, and it shows all the target values straight bars, simple, straightforward. Okay, let me just see if I can take some questions here. I know we just have 6 minutes remaining. I wanted to give you a brief about the speedometer charts. We might not have time for covering the speedometer chart, but just in case, okay, you want to take a look at this. You see here, I have this data here. Okay, so let's say if I'm driving a car at a speed of anywhere between 0 to 15 kilometers, I'm just in the starting phase of my drive, my journey. 15 to 45 is initial, okay, and stuff like that. So I just changed the value here. It says 87 right now. I will just change it to 54, for example, and look at the needle. Look at the needle. Okay, so this is called as a speedometer chart. I'm not sure if we can do it right now, but yeah. So this is done with a combination of donut chart and also the pie chart. Okay, just give me 1 minute here, friends. I'm just trying to. I can't access the questions window here, so I'm not able to make out whether you are with me or not. Just give me 1 minute here, friends. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So I think so far, yeah, I can see. Okay, Cheryl Patel wants to know where is the combo option in the Excel 2010. Okay, in the Excel 10 version, Cheryl, you might not be even required to choose the combo thing. As soon as you select, if you select right click on the target or the sales, okay. So in this case, sales, okay, you can just say change series chart type, okay, and choose line. From the small, Cheryl, are you with me? From the small dialog box that opens up, change chart type. Remember we spoke about that in the beginning, right? In that, simply choose the line option, and you will notice that your graph automatically. So that's one slightly nice thing about Excel 10 and 7. You don't really have to go down at the bottom, and you don't have to go at the bottom and choose the option that says combo. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Cheryl. All right, friends. Another question here. Can you please show all sheets at once? Okay, I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, simple data was the first sheet where we just spoke about various types of shortcuts and all. Okay, then waterfall. Okay, we spoke about waterfall where there is cash flow in out. Okay, then there is a thermometer chart that we spoke about, where we have sales as well as start. So there's no negative value here, okay? And then there is a combinational chart that we saw. So we used the column as well as the line here for combination. And then we have the option here that is now the last sheet is speedometer chart, okay? So I will show you again speedometer chart. I might not have time to cover that because it's just 9:58. But those of you who are interested, can send a mail to support team, and maybe we can do another session, maybe on Skype or something. So that's something which I leave to you and the support staff at Edureka. Okay. Yeah. So let's look at the. I'll just move the questions window down, right? So here I have the value. Okay. I will come here and I will say 76. Quickly, the needle points in the green zone, yeah, which is like the economy zone. If I come down here, value, I say 12, it comes in the red zone, yeah. So, yeah, okay. Another thing, friends, which we might want to do here is, okay, I'll just give you a real brief on this. I'm really, I really wanted to cover this. This is a wonderful, I mean, I did spend a good 15-20 minutes to prepare this example, and it's a shame that I'm not getting time to now cover this. But the speedometer chart, now here, what I will do is, okay, I'll just do it really quick, okay, and I'm using the Excel 13 version for that. So I will start off, now here I've got the, speedometer range, and here I have the pointer range, data range, okay. So I will come here and say Alt F1 again, so it opens up the chart for me. Next, I go to the change chart type here, and out of the so many options given to me, okay, I will choose the pie chart option. And within the pie, the last option that I have here is donut. Okay, so I take a donut, right? So I say okay. Now, what is going to happen now is you see that this chart is now divided into two parts. Okay, the blue portion on the left and the remaining portion. Okay? What I want to do is I want to move this in such a way that the blue portion of the donut comes at the extreme bottom, okay, and the other portion comes on at the top, right? So I will just come to this graph, right-click, right, within the graph, and format data series, okay. Here I will select an angle of 270 degrees. Did you see? I just put up 270 degrees there, and the donut has now turned the way I would like that to turn. Okay. Now, I will select the blue portion. Like I said, I do not want the blue portion, so I will say right click, okay, and fill, and I will say no fill. So I'm not deleting that. All right, I'm not deleting that from the chart. It's just invisible right now because it's no fill, right? Then I might want to just select this fill, and I might want to put this red color because it's the it's a danger zone kind of thing, right? I do not want any value to be in the 0 to 15. Next, I've got 15 to 45, so maybe I can come here and I can say fill, and I can just come down and say maybe yellow, slightly safer zone. And then the best zone, right click, and I say green here. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I have taken a donut chart, I have removed the unwanted portion. Okay, so whatever it takes to remove the unwanted portion, changing of the angle, making it no color, okay, no fill, right, and then giving the required colors in the remaining half of the donut chart, right. Again, I can go here and I can now say select data, just like the way I did the same thing for the speedometer. I will do the same thing for the pointer, okay, and I will just do some formatting, and depending on that, wherever I have my value here, so it's 34. If I change it, the pointer will correspondingly point to the correct thing. Okay. Another thing that I want to quickly highlight here, friends, is okay. Now I have this chart here. Okay. Do you see on top here? Okay. On the Excel ribbon, do you see there is a camera-like icon which is added on the top left of my screen? Yeah, I'm sure we all know the save icon. I'm sure we all know the Control S, the undo, the redo, but here I have a camera icon here. Can you all see that? You guys may not have it right now because I have already added that. Okay, so let's see how do I use the camera icon. So let's take an example that I am creating a new sheet. Okay, so I have got my new sheet. Let me rename that as new sheet. It's just an example. Okay, I will select the Excel rows and columns which are behind my chart. So I hope you can see I'm selecting the entire Excel rows and columns behind my chart, and I choose the camera icon here. Okay, I click on the camera icon, right, and I go into that new sheet, and I will just paste it in the new sheet. The benefit is it's like a screenshot of the graph. Okay. You also have an option in MS Office 2010 and 13 which is insert screenshot. It's there for Excel, PowerPoint, Word, Outlook, but that doesn't. So for Excel, it will not allow you to navigate between two different sheets of a file. This camera icon can put your chart as a screenshot in another sheet. The benefit of that is, do you see there's a small hanger-like structure here? Do you see this small hang? So I can just move the graph like this. I can twist, I can tilt the graph like this. Okay, so I can do a lot of things with that. So that's just another thing which I wanted to highlight. Okay. Also, friends, when you look at the other, just a minute. Okay. Now I'm back to that sheet. Okay, where we did the thermometer chart. Okay. I am placing my cursor right now in the end column. Okay. I go to the insert tab. I go to the insert tab, and I have a thing here that says column. Yeah. So I'm in the Sparklines group right now. Okay. This feature is there in Excel 2010 also, but it's not there in Excel 7, mind you. Okay. So just keep that in mind. So I go to the insert in the Sparklines group. I will go to column. Okay. It says what is your data range. I will select this entire sales row. So Control Shift Arrow right is the shortcut. Don't use your mouse to do the entire selection. Control Shift Arrow right. Okay. And where do you want the Sparklines to be placed? Yes, N3. I say OK and check it out. You see what's there in my N column right now? I've got a column-wise representation of the data of all months in just one single cell. Of course, if I change it, let's go with December. Okay, I will now change December to 5,000. Okay, and see the whole data really changes like an immense way. See the last bar is really huge, and the others are not, because all other values are in hundreds. This is in thousands, right? Back to it, and it refreshes. Right. Another thing that I want to highlight here, friends, is okay. Just a minute. Are you all okay with me so far? I also wanted to highlight this wonderful feature of Excel called table. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Krishna. Thank you so much, Debu Barua. Keep going. Prasad Mule says absolutely correct. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Kanav Bell says perfect. Okay, great. So yeah, that was one nice option here in the insert tab. Okay, just before I move on, since you guys seem to be a little interested in that other thing, I can just okay. This is okay in the thermometer again. Just a minute. Okay, here just now. Oh, I'm not sure whether it was. Okay, I think in the combination. Okay, so the N column where I have my Sparklines right now, this feature is called Sparklines. Okay, I have this. I can also go back to the design tab here, and I can, if I'm not happy with the column thing, Sandeep Padawalla. I'm sorry guys if I'm not pronouncing the names correctly. Says great session. Okay, thank you. Durvesh, we are not done yet. I have just got one small piece of information. But if yes, if you have to go somewhere, you can always disconnect. Thank you, Durvesh. Okay, I can always choose, I mean, from column, I can always make it to line if I require. So that N column data changes like a line, like the way we just saw. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to show you here is, okay, I'll just delete this. Okay, let's take a simple example here. I have got data of various batsmen. Okay. Okay. Let's take an example. We start off with Sachin, because I'm from Mumbai. Virendra Sehwag, Gaurav is from Delhi here. Okay. How can we forget Virat? Let's also add the nice new guy from Mumbai. So I'm just adding some great players here. Okay. Right. Let's also add another super player here. Okay. I've got the data of various batsmen here, and I've got the score. So I just put some random figures right now. So let's assume that this is a cricket data. These are the scores that these guys have scored in one match. Okay. Of course, I can always do an Alt F1 to get the graph. This is very simple. I'm sure we all know that by now, right? Now, let's take an example that someone comes up to me and says, Amrish, you know what? You have missed out one batsman. So I'll say, no problem. I can add the person here. Okay. So we have a person by the name Krishna who is attending this webinar. Let's put your name Krishna. Okay. Okay. Do you see, friends, that the new batsman's data is getting added in the graph or not? What do you see? Of course, you can see that it's not getting added. Am I correct? Yeah. So, am I okay, friends, so far? Did you get the point here? So I have one data, okay, and I added some more rows to my data, and now they are not getting added in my graph, okay, in my chart. So a lot of people, what they do here is they go to the design tab and they choose the option here that says select data, okay, and then from here they will make the changes to from E11, now they will make to E12. Okay, but my problem with this method is you can't keep changing it every now and then. Every time you are adding more rows, okay, you can't keep going to the design tab and click on the select data command and then keep making those changes. That is why I'm not okay with this method. Okay, so let's come to the boundary of the graph and delete the graph. Okay, so I delete the graph by clicking on the boundary, delete on the keyboard. What I will do now is just to make my graph dynamic. Okay, friends, we are almost done. I just thought of covering this wonderful feature called a table. So far, are you okay with me? Okay, great. Super. So what I will do now is, like I said, I will simply select one cell of my choice in the data. Okay, just one cell of my choice. All right, and okay, I have an acknowledgement from Vivek Agarwal. I hope he's not the guy from Saplings in Gurgaon. All right. Okay, so I will select one cell of my choice. All right, and I will press Control T. T for Tango. Okay, Control T. All right. So do you see a window comes up by the name Create Table? Yeah. All I'm doing is Control T. T for Tango. Okay, T for 30, which is my last name, and I press OK. Do you notice that my data, my existing Excel data, gets converted into a nice little formatting thing, which has got a blue and white formatting? Okay. Of course, we're not doing PowerPoint here, so we'll not bother about the different colors and layouts and decoration and the formatting. But now my data has been converted into a table. All right. Now I will again visit that shortcut, which is Alt F1. All right. Alt F1. Okay. And okay. I'll just move the questions. Now you see that the new person Krishna obviously is added now. Okay. Now if I add some more persons, so let's go with Vivek, who's attending the session. All right. See, I add more people now, and do you see that they are getting properly added in the graph? Do you see that? Yeah. Let's add some more here. Okay. So Rahul. Okay. So I add new people, and they are all getting added now in the graph. Okay. Not just for the rows. Okay. This is one last tip here. Not just for the rows, also for the column. Now we already have the score column. Okay. Let's come back. Let's come to the F column, and I will say wickets. Okay. Score, runs, and wickets. Okay, so let's take an example. See, as soon as I add the wicket column, it gets quickly added in the chart. And let's say 1, 2, 4, 5. I think Harbhajan Singh played very well today. He took 6 wickets. Let me just add those 6 for my name here, right? So not just for the rows, it's also working for the columns. That's the beauty of this feature called Excel table. Control T is the shortcut. Are you with me on this, friends? Yeah, so this table thing is not going to, I mean, the table thing is not only for graph, okay? It can also be applicable to anything in Excel. It also makes your pivot report dynamic in nature, and maybe we can cover that in some other webinar. But okay, so I think, yeah, I can see some acknowledgements there. Thank you so much, friends. I think we will have to. We will have to wind up here. Okay, some friends are asking about the speedometer, but I'm sorry, friends. I think we already have extended the time limit, and I don't want to do injustice to the topic called the speedometer. I don't want to really rush on that. But yes, friends, if you are interested, you can. I mean, you know my name, Ambarish Tharte. You can reach out to me, or you can reach out to the support Edureka team, and we can do that in detail. All right. Vivek, yes, I will ask the support team to send this file to you. Okay. Dinesh, okay, I'm just trying to read people. I'm getting so. Okay, thank you so much, Amul, for the invitation to San Jose, California. I'm not sure how far is your place from the place where I will be staying. Durvesh, thank you. Utkarsh, thank you. Sudeep, thank you. Samir, thank you. Okay, if somebody was asking about VBA macros, Nirikshit, yes, we can do sessions. I mean, I can do some sessions on macros, but I'm not sure if support at Edureka team would want to do that. So you can always get in touch with them for that. There is a record. Prerna Srivastava says, excellent session. Okay, thank you so much. All right. Okay, so I think there are no more questions apart from the speedometer thing, which I could only cover in the just the basics. If you have anything else, please let me know. Vivek A said, wish you a great future ahead. Well, I'm not going anywhere, Vivek. I'll still be here doing Excel trainings. Okay, all right. Okay, friends, thank you so much. So once again, my name is Ambarish Tate. I'm from Mumbai. You can write into the support team if you have any questions. And have a great night. I'm signing out now. Thank you. Bye-bye.